day. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Bear with me. So I've not I've not managed to turn my computer on since yesterday because it's so hot that my two monitors produces a lot of heat, plus my computer produces a lot of heat. So if I keep them on, it's just going to be too hot for me to do anything. So I've managed, but I haven't turned my computer on since yesterday around 8 p.m. That's the weather going on down here. We're all screaming for some rain. Let's start with, as usual, what the dollar is doing. And I knew it. All my drawings are gone. Yeah, all my drawings that I did yesterday, they're gone again. That's not cool. It kind of helped me visualize what we have in place. But anyway, I can see it. Let me just quickly draw them out. Like I said, I've just turned my computer on, so that's why. Alright, this will do. So we have a perspective of where we are in terms of our range. So currently this is our trading range between this high and that low. And yesterday, price action, very beautiful. Okay, they came all the way down, and I think on my feed, this didn't go down, but I saw other feeds somewhere else, and apparently this did run this low. So that's the trouble I'm having this morning or last night as I was turning my computer off. Some feeds did run this low. Let's see if I can find the XY. Let's check this one. I cannot have that. DXY. Let's see. Okay, this didn't even run it as well, but I'm sure I did see a feed somewhere that did run this low. So if they have run this low, chances are price is not gonna come back like I wanted it to. Okay, I wanted it to run this low and then come down here before launching to the upside, but it's not the case. So I'm just gonna play with what we have. Okay, they've managed to come all the way back above this high. So again, very bullish, right? So what will end up happening is we are attacking this equal high. For now, this will be the main target. So you might target this for now. Yeah, that's I think last week's yeah, that's last week's high. Last week's high is here. So we've taken our last week's low. We didn't spend no time down there and we rejected. So last week's high is in trouble. We are looking to target this equal high. So yeah, just these ones here and here. I don't think they're gonna come back down. If they do, then they'll be coming down on my feed for this equal low, and then a rejection to the upside again. But I don't see that, right? Because they went above Friday's high, rejected, and came all the way down and came back up. And then today we've just run to this high, rejection, and then we are back up again. Okay, we are in London. If I drop down to the 15 minutes, we open, remember what I shared, we open, London came down. Okay, we open, London came down, and we are rejecting. So if we are rejecting and we're pushing up, then we are gonna have an up day, right? We are gonna end up having an up day. It's very early for price to move as it is, so maybe we will have a possible retracement during New York. Yeah, we have a possible retracement during New York. You can see they also did run a low here before launching up. Okay, so we might probably see some retracement during New York, and then we will launch up again. So if we jump onto Aussie came back to the entry level I gave during the live session yesterday, and we did come there yesterday, and this morning again we've run yesterday's high and then rejection. So I'll be interested in a retracement, another retracement. Yeah, I'll be interested in another retracement, and with that retracement then we can go in with our entry. Okay, you can see there's no point taking the trade yet, right? Because price hasn't done anything. Okay, that's the quote unquote understanding what price should do. Yeah, we have, if I go back to the daily, remember what I said about this pair. It's still bullish because we've not taken out this low. So if we do take any short, it's going to struggle to give us pips if we've not taken out this one yet. So what I want to see is, I want to see them kill all those that are trying to go short. Yeah, it will happen, and they are doing it, because if you went short yesterday, you would have been killed by now, and you can't go long because price is not going up. Okay, so what will end up happening is they will keep price doing back and forth on here, and then finally give up the ghost and go down. Okay, so remember, this level and that level is where we want to take the trade. Okay, I suspect they will come back up again. Yeah, with this down candle in here, with that rally, I suspect they will come back up again. This time to somewhere in here. I haven't taught you guys, but there's a concept called inside the range. Okay, so we had a high, we have a low, a high, and then price breaks, right? And when price breaks it, right there, okay, we are not allowed to come back inside the range between this high and that low. We are not allowed to come back inside. If we manage to close inside, okay, then price is gonna go into a bit a deeper retracement. Yeah, let me show you how it looks like. Any range, right here, it's a tiny little one, but it will work the same thing. Okay, so between this high, this one here, and that low, let me use this so I can delete it quicker. Between this high and that low, okay, you see price broke outside it, attempt to go in, rejection, attempt to go in, rejection, attempt to go in, rejection. Once we able to close above this low, okay, price went deeper and even went to the extent of breaking this high. That's what we call inside the range concept. It's a bit it takes time to understand it, but again, same thing here. Okay, this is a range between this high and that low. Price go down, it failed to go down, it comes back inside, it will go deeper inside this range. So same thing in here. Okay, this is a range between this high and that low. Price breaks down, we managed to come up, see how many times it tried, and then rejection, and then we managed to close inside. The fact that we closed inside it means that price is gonna go deeper. Okay, that's what it means. Therefore, it doesn't make sense trying to short it now because price is gonna go deeper. So if we do wait for price to come a little bit up in the range, because this is a 4-hour range, let's draw it properly. This is a 4-hour range and we have broken down. First attempt, rejection. Second attempt, we've closed inside. So price is gonna come back in. How far is it gonna come back in? I look for the, oh boy, it's getting hot again. I need to work on my Mac, maybe for the day and for the rest of the week. Okay, so how far do I want it to come into? So between this high and that low, between this high and that low, I want to see price come to that 50% range. Okay, or it could even come to that 25 level up there, but I'll give it to that 50% right in here. Yeah, and then I'll go short with a stop above there, because if price does get up here, then everyone that is trying to go long and everyone that was trying to go short will be out of the market, because they will be confused as in what price is trying to do. Yeah, they'll be confused as in what price is trying to do, because price went down, went up, came all the way down, and went up again. Okay, and now we are down and it's now going up. So people try to figure out what is going on, but you do know what is going on. They are trying to what is back on. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Bear with me. Yeah, I'm watching it as well and everything is fine. I do watch the session side by side, just to make sure that everything is fine. Eventually, what I think is going on with this pair, okay, what I think is going on with this pair is they are manipulating it to take, that's what I think, they are manipulating it to take the Aussie cross pairs into some form of a retracement. Yeah, the Aussie and the New Zealand cross pairs, they are manipulating it to take it into some form of a retracement. Okay, that's what is going on. When I jump onto one of them, I'll show you. So we should be patient and wait for price to come up here before we look for sell. You can buy it where we are, but I don't like, well, the daily is still bullish, so yes, you can still buy it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that price is too high for me to consider buy. It's still good to buy because the daily is still bullish. Okay, and then we have this condition in here, so you can buy this into that 50% range up there, and you never know, this could just continue going up because the daily is still bullish. Okay, we are trying to catch the top by adding some concepts together. It doesn't mean that the price is bearish. Okay, price is still bullish. We are just trying to catch the top and get in early. Okay, applying certain concepts. So this thing can still continue going up. For now, that 50% range up there is possible. Okay, dollar can do what it's doing. Okay, stay where it is, and this thing can still do what it needs to do. Okay, so a long possible here for a day trade to target there. Okay, buying this down candle to target there is possible. Okay, and then if we do break this low, okay, if we do break this low, then we look for sells, because now not only has we broken this, but we also broken another short-term low. Okay, this was the low, we ran the low, went back inside, and we haven't broken down again. So if we do manage to come down between this low and that low, then we are bearish. You can start looking for sells on any retracement. All right, so that is it. Inside this huge sell, we can look for a buy. Okay, New Zealand dollar, same situation in here. I think they've engineered this equal low, which looks nice. I like the fact that they've engineered it. You can see this low and that low equal low. Okay, so that's engineering of liquidity. Again, look at the levels that I gave. Let's push this one all the way up there. So we are looking for price. Let's go into the 4 hour, because the 4 hour looks better. All right, that's it. That's why it's important not to chase price. Okay, price is now coming back inside this range. Okay, that's where we will be looking for the sells, right here. There, if we go into the daily, the last up candle, I like the open and the main threshold. So we might get price to come up there, and then once we get up here, we will start looking for sells. Okay, they've engineered equal lows in here, so that's nice. All right, so let's be patient, and let me actually add an alert here, crossing up. These days my alert doesn't crossing up right there. Okay, so I get a notification that we are crossing up. Dollar, euro dollar, you can see now. Let me just quickly jump onto them so you understand. See why these pairs are doing what they are doing. They are bearish, not entirely bearish, but they are not doing the exact thing that Aussie and New Zealand are doing. What do you think is going on? Yeah, they are manipulating the cross pairs. So Aussie is going up, euro is going down. What is happening to euro Aussie? Euro Aussie is going down. So they are manipulating these two pairs to move this pair into some form of a retracement. Yeah, and I think what is happening is they're trying to take this into some form of a retracement, because the daily is still bullish. Not until we close below this low, then we would be bearish, but for now we're still bullish. Okay, so that's what I think is going on right now. They are trying to manipulate this pair into some form of a retracement, and to do that they have to keep this pair bearish and that pair bullish. Okay, so with that said, euro, I still favor the shorts up here. on the 4-hour time frame, we did run this high, so shorts should be up here. If not, we have to wait for this low to give up, and then we can go in and start looking for some shorts. We break this retracement, then we look for shorts. If not, we have to wait for price to come up here, and then we look for shorts. Similarly to pound, ideally I prefer the euro for shorts rather than the pound, because the pound is still bullish. If you've not realized, okay, the pound is still bullish, the pound is still up there. Okay, euro is bearish, so you don't want to be selling pound right now. So stay away from selling pound and stay away from buying. It's just gonna stay neutral. Okay, so do not do anything on this pair for now. Euro pound, I think we almost got to our TP2, which is down here, and there's nothing to do on this again because you're waiting for TP2 to hit. So just keep it until we hit TP2. Okay, yesterday I did talk about if you wanted to take another entry, then maybe if you run this high and then reject, then you can take another entry. It didn't do that. It just went into a retracement, and then we had another leg down. Okay, I personally, yesterday I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing apart from some scalping on New Zealand, Swiss, and Euro Aussie. But I was done after the session because I had to shut down my computers. Right, but we did have a clean, nice run back down to take out this low. So if you remember the market structure session that we did, okay, we had our low here and our high there. Right, so now we went into retracement and we have another leg down. So now we do have this as our that one as our range high, and now this, if we do close as we are, our range low. Okay, so we're going to work within this range now. So price can go into retracement, and then ultimately we will be looking for another leg to the downside. Okay, we want to keep following or tracking where the structure should take us. So we could go in for some retracement, but ultimately we'll be looking for a continuation to the downside. Okay, so that's right. Okay, on which pair were you short? Right, so we could go into some form of a retracement and then ultimately swinging back down. I think this low, because this low is lower than that low, okay, price is gonna give a bounce. We might go into a bounce into a retracement before ultimately coming down to break this low. Okay, so be mindful. If you're still short, don't be scared when price goes into a retracement. Okay, because you have this low lower than that low, and then here same thing, low lower than that low. So price will go into some form of a bounce, and then once we get up here, we look for another possible sell another possible sell to the downside. In the hourly, I don't see anything in here. I don't see anything in there. let's have a look. We could get price run all the way up, including this equal high, yeah, and touch this last up candle and still be valid to go down. The range, okay, we have this high, that high, that high, all within the range that took price to take this long. So because we have that range, price can still come up here. Remember, in here price came all the way up to that last up candle there before the next leg down. We have a nice last up candle with a move down, so price can come all the way up here, clean this equal high, run Friday's high, which is this one here, and then hit this last up candle and be valid to go down again. All right, so be mindful on that one. If not, then just hold on to it. We are almost there anyway, and once we do hit this level, that's the trade idea done. Then you have to look for something else to play with. Okay, you have to look for something else to play with. Aussie New Zealand, last night I was watching this on the daily, and I saw we are almost back up to run this high. Right, we are almost back up to run this high, but because we have a high and a high, price is not gonna break it easily. It's gonna find a bit of resistance before it moves above it. On the hourly, we did break market structure, so I was looking for a bit of a retracement into down here. Okay, to take out Sunday's Sunday's low, because that's Sunday's low. Okay, and then gun up for the high. So we could see price come all the way back down here and then gun for that high. We did run here. We have a high, we have a low, so the structure was still up, and then we broke it. Yeah, we broke to the upside, retracement, broke to the upside, and then we broke down. Yeah, we broke down. Okay, so now the structure is bearish. So that's our high, low. We've broken down again, so that's our high and that's our low currently, and we follow that. Okay, so price can do what? Come back down into this area, and that's a 4-hour level, and then price will gang up for that. Okay. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna go back up on that one. Yeah, so look for, if you want to look for a sell on this one to come down here, and once you get down here, I'll possibly be looking for a buy. Anywhere in these 3 down candles, we could see a reversal. Yeah, anywhere between these 3 down candles, we could see a reversal. So be mindful. Okay. But ultimately, that's the target. Okay, the target is still there. Euro yen. Euro yen, I told you guys to stay away from this because it's not doing much on it, even though it's gradually stepping down. But any trade on this will kill you, because if you try to go short, you don't get to your profit target, price comes back against you, and then it comes back down, and it goes back up, comes back down, now it's going up. So it's a bit confusing, Right, from last week we've had a very tough time with, well, I didn't give anything on this, but if you had tried to trade this, you have some tough time trading it. Okay, because it's not, unless you are nimble and say, okay, I'm looking for 50 pips or 60 pips and I'll be done. Okay, or you have a trade plan where it gives you entry, exit, stop loss placement, and then you do that and then you're done. If you don't have that and you go in with the mindset, okay, I'm gonna buy here and target there, then you might not have got that. Okay, same thing we're having this week. Yesterday price went all the way down and now today is back up again. Right, so be mindful on this one. Again, if you do use this, okay, it will save you a lot of trouble. If you do use this, it's gonna save you a lot of trouble, because you'll be able to filter out what you're supposed to be doing. Are you supposed to be buying a currency pair, or are you supposed to be selling? Okay, it gives you a rough idea which currency pair is strong, which currency pair is weak, and then you compare them and then you take the trade. Okay, so use this feature to filter out. Right, currently Euro and Aussie are very weak, so you don't want to be doing nothing on them. However, if you look on the daily, okay, the daily is still bullish. So ideally what you want to be doing is you want to be buying down here. Yeah, so I will draw this. Okay, and I want to be buying down here. So if price is to come into a retracement down here, then I'll be looking for a possible buy. Okay, pound yen, same thing, nothing going on, just sideways. So again, be mindful going long or short. On the lower time frame, I think if you want, remember how we trade sideways market. All right, let me broad this area. How we trade sideways market, we want to sell we want to be selling here, and we want to be buying down here. Okay, that's what we want to do. So if you do have any trade idea, make sure it's within here as a sell or down here as a buy. If not, stay away from the middle. All right, that's how you trade sideways market. Either you sell up here or you buy down here. Okay, these two reference points. What looks more valuable? I don't understand your question. I'm just gonna carry on till I understand it. Okay, so you look to sell here and buy here. I don't have anything on this. I don't like trading ranges anyway. If you want to scalp it, that's different. You drop down to the lower time frame and you look for run. You look for runs on stops for scalping. Yeah, so if price gets up in here, you look for a run on stop and then you go short, and then you trade it all the way back down into down here. And if you come down here, you look for run on stops, and then you trade it all the way back up there. So to give you an idea, okay, so run on stops, okay, retracement, and then you buy it all the way up there. And then if you do get a run on stops up here, maybe let's say price will run this stops, okay, and then rejection, trade below this low, retracement, then you take a short, and then you trade it all the way back down here again, because you are in a range. All right, and then you stay away from doing anything in the middle. Aussie yen, Aussie yen on the daily, we've come all the way back into the upper portion. I don't know the one on TradingView, but this is the one I've been using lately. I have no idea the one on TradingView. So and it looks more, you know, neat. I personally think this looks neat. I don't want to complicate my chart on TradingView, so it's just a click of a button, check it, and then you just go back to TradingView rather than have it on the chart. Okay, with this one we are in a range. We've not broken outside this high, and we've not broken below this low. Okay, so we are stuck within a range. The king is awake. Right, so because you're stuck in the range, yesterday I did mention you want to be selling up here and you want to be buying selling up here, buying down here. If you do anything in between, right, price can catch you off guard unless you're scalping. Yeah, scalping is very different. Scalping, you go onto the lower time frame and you'll be doing the business down there. If not, then you have to be selling up here and buying down here in a ranging environment, which we are in currently. So the best trade ideas, if you're not scalping, will be up here and down here. At the moment we are not, and you have all the tools to I don't scalp. I do it every now and then. Like yesterday was a day that I felt like I wanted to do some exercise. I use scalping for my practicing. Yeah, I practice my strategy on scalping because it gives you quick feedback. Yeah, it will give you quick feedback. So wherever I'm looking on the higher time frame, I look for it on the lower time frame as a practice exercise, practice drill. Okay, so if I look for a run above a high, or if I'm looking for manipulation, okay, I'll do it on the lower time frame. So like the 5 minutes, I'll look for a run on stops, and I'll look at how the run went. So something like this. Yeah, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, so many up candles, and then we reject. So if we do reject, then I will do what I showed you guys, but it will be on the lower time frame. Yeah, just to keep practicing my skills. Yeah, So that's what I use the scalping for. I don't use the scalping to take trades to make money. Yeah, scalping is for, to me, exercising, practice drill. All right. But if you want to do scalping, use the same concept that I've given you guys, and apply it on the lower time frame. It will still work. It's just that it's gonna take some nerves to do it, because the level of probability is different when you apply it on the lower time frame, because the lower time frame there's a lot of noise. Yeah, but however you can still apply it. Okay, and to give you a rough idea what I'm talking about, this one here. Okay, they use this huge one last down candle to take out this long, and then price came all the way up and traded above it. Okay, and when they did trade above it, price went to the 1618, and then almost hit the 2%, which I think now is going to hit it. Yeah, so that's how you practice. Okay, so look for price to come up in here, and then look for, possibly what I'll do is maybe wait for last week's high to be run. Yeah, look for last week's high to be run, wait for rejection, and once you see the rejection, you can go short. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Wait for last week's high to be run, wait for rejection, and then once you see the rejection, you go in for a sell. Okay, or wait for last week's low to be run, wait for rejection, and then you go in for a buy. Okay, something like this. A low to be run, rejection, you go in for a buy. Okay, a run above this rejection, you go in for a sell. Similarly to this one, I think I did like this one yesterday, so maybe this could be a potential trade idea. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Like I said, I haven't been on my computer since yesterday, so all these are new to me, and we are all watching it together. I just switched it on to do this session. So we have, let's see if we have traded about 50%. We have, let's change this to OTE. We have hit the 168. So let's see what the yen is doing in terms of performance. Okay, in terms of performance, yen is down there. Yen is down there, but overall it's stronger than New Zealand. I like to see it come up here, to the last up candle. I like to see it come up to the last up candle on the 4 hour. Okay, if it doesn't on the 15 minutes, okay, if it does break this low, then I'll probably send it out for you to take a trade on it. Okay, because if we do break this low, chances are price is not gonna come back up again. Okay, so let's see if this low will hold and take price to the next level, and then we take a trade up there, because I personally like there's nothing wrong taking the trade here, but looking at this structure, okay, I did explain how I take my trades. Yeah, I'll take one at the last down candle, and if I do get stopped out, then I'll take the last up candle. Yeah, so that's the last up candle there, and that's the last down candle. Okay, you can combine both of them and take it. It's okay, I'm gonna take both of them with the same risk. So if you're risking 0.50, you'll be taking the same risk. Okay, it's just that your R multiples, or the reward is going to be, it's not going to be the same as if I do take my up there, right? Because if you take it here, it will take you 55 pips, right? It will take you 55 pips to make a 1-to-1, or 54 to make a 1-to-1 if you take it here. Okay, but if you take it up there, by the time you make 1-to-1, I would have made 3-to-1. That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference between taking it up here and take it down here. Okay, if you don't mind making 1-to-1, then you go for it down there, right? But if you are someone who think a lot about returns in terms of pips, then you can go for this. You might not get filled, but that's fine. Okay, so it's entirely a choice. I prefer this way. In this occasion, because we are a little bit sideways, I prefer up there. Okay, because once we broke below this range low, again, something that you're going to learn in future. No more. Okay, once we broke below this range low, there are two areas that price will come back to. So 50% or the 25, which is where there's a lot of, we call it psychological squeeze. Okay, so anyone that is short will feel it because they might think price is going to take out this high, and then anyone that is long might start putting some pen down, seeing what they're going to buy with their money. Okay, and then price will get here and then reverse. Okay, so it will be a psychological junction. Here everyone is fine, so I want it to get to that psychological level, and then I'll squeeze something out of it. But if you want, where we are now, you can take a trade and look for, remember the range concept that I shared. This is our 4-hour range high, this is our 4-hour range low. Okay, so we are inside, similarly to the euro pound. Okay, we are inside this range, so price comes back inside the range. We are looking for what? A leg outside it. So we have this low just outside it, so this will be our target. That will be our first target, and then we look for another low here. Yeah, for our next target. So something like this could be the trade. All right, so if you want to, you can take it with a stop. Where we are now is just 48 pips, so let's delete that, and I'll leave this one on here. Okay, with that line there as a possible entry point as well. I'll send this one out once I finish into the chart. Euro New Zealand, I was waiting to see if price would break above this for us to be long, or break below this for us to be short. This 4-hour is still bearish, and we managed to come all the way down, but price has failed to make a low. Okay, so right now I think we already know what August is all about, so we're not trying to force trades. I already warned you way ahead, I think back in June, I warned you about August. Yeah, August is the month you want to be dialing back a lot. Yeah, August is the month you want to be dialing back a lot and doing most of your trades as studying and as practicing demo. Okay, because in August we're gonna get these ranges. It's gonna range a lot. All right. Okay, so price is now stacking this high and that low. There's nothing to do on here. It didn't even run this low, so there's nothing that you can do. Again, you can do some scalping if you understand it. Okay, so we do have this level here. We run this low with these consecutive down candles, right? So if we manage to trade above it, what is that? That will be manipulation. So you can measure this range to the downside and project it to the upside, and then look for 161. And let's do this. Okay, so you can start targeting 161 and 2 as your targets. Once we trade, okay, once we trade above this high, you can start looking for trade ideas to take you up here and up there for a scalp, and that's it. Okay, do not try to be buying expecting what we had earlier, that 200 to 150 to 200 pip moves. It's not happening right now, so do not try it. Okay, just be nimble and then take 40-50 pips and then be content with that. Okay, so this is a trade idea. If you want, let's break above this high. It might retrace back inside. If it does retrace back inside, then great, you take a short, place your stop below this low. Okay, and then scream for this one and that one. Pound New Zealand. Let's go on the daily. This one looks a bit different. We did manage to run this high. I would have preferred it to close above it, because if it does close above it, it will convince me that they want to do what they want to continue going up. The fact that they ran it and then rejected doesn't rock my boat for a proper continuation. On the 4-hour, we still didn't close above it. Yeah, this is not a closure, this is just a run on that stop and then a rejection. So we've run both sides of the market. Okay, that's a definition of a range. Okay, once we run both sides of the market, that's a definition of a range. Okay, so if you're in a range, then the idea is to sell. Let's move this one. Okay, let's expand it, divide it into 4, sell up here, buy down here. That's the definition of a range. Okay, so on the lower time frame, you want to be looking for sells up in here and buys down in here. Yeah, aside these two parameters, you're not doing anything. Okay, because you're in a range until we get a proper closure above this high or a proper closure below this low. You're not doing anything. Okay, so be mindful. Do not try to force trade ideas now, because the market conditions does not suggest that. We are in August. I'll keep repeating that in August, so be mindful. Euro Aussie, this thing is just gradually grinding to the downside. We've just had the 4-hour range broken. Yeah, we've had the 4-hour range broken down here, and then you can see what it's trying to do. It's trying to pull back inside. So if I just delete this, delete that one, okay, if I bring this high here, and let me change this. I'm gonna show you something, just bear with me. Okay, so if you do have this range and we've just broken below this, remember what I showed you on Aussie dollar. Yeah, if you've broken here, okay, we want price to stay below and continue going down. If we manage to close above it, that's an indication they want to come deeper inside this range. Okay, same thing in here. In future, I'll show you, or I'll teach you guys this concept. Yeah, same thing in here. Once we close below, we are not allowed to close above it. Once we close above it, it's an indication that they want to come back deeper inside this range. Okay, so if you do manage to close inside it, what you're gonna do is measure this high to that low, and then target the 618. Yeah. Okay, so if we do close inside it, then you can take scalp trades and short-term trades. It could potentially just reverse. Okay, so you take something and then you target there, leave some piece on for if price decides to completely reverse. Okay, that's another nugget for you guys. Let this low to be run. This low has run. Let it close inside. Once you close inside, look for longs. On the lower time frame, this is how it looks like. Yeah, we tried, reject, try, reject, try, reject. Okay, it's telling you something. They're not willing to go inside. So as soon as price closes inside, it's an indication that they want to go deeper. Okay, you can see this is last week's low. Okay, that's also meaningful. We ran last week's low, price is coming back inside, so this could reverse it, because there's a lot of liquidity sitting below weekly highs and weekly lows. We have that last week's high still up there, okay, untapped. Every high is still intact, so we could see if this reverse, it could potentially mean we can come all the way up here. So if it does close above it, look for a long and then target that 618 level that I mentioned, and then after that leave some piece on to see how far this thing is gonna go. All right, pound. Okay, let's have a look on the daily first. I think this is similar to what the pound New Zealand is doing. However, pound New Zealand has run this high on Euro New Zealand. No, actually, pound New Zealand. Yeah, pound New Zealand has run that high. This one hasn't. So this one is relatively weak. So let's play it on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we had this low as our last low. So I'm identifying for you the market structure, and that was a high. Okay, and then we broke down here. So our 4-hour range is between this high and that low, and if we traced above there. So if you want to stick with the 4-hour, then we'll be looking for what? A sell back down to this level to take out this low. Okay, and we are trading we traded to that OT level, and we are rejecting. If I drop down to the hourly, we did run this high and then we broke down. So I can say you can look for a sell up in here. If you do get stopped out, I think this level is also juicy up here. Considering we are in August, anything is possible. Okay, that last up candle is also juicy. This sell-off is also nice. Okay, there are two levels I like. So if you do get stopped out on this one, then look for that one. Okay, so short here, and we look for a run back down to take out this low, or short up there with a stop above it, and you look for a run back down here, because we are still within, remember, the blue lines. And that's what I'm trying to do on my chart, so that it gives you graphically a picture to know what range we are trading in. So these blue lines, okay, is representing the 4-hour range that we are in. So I don't miss it. Yeah, because if you're in the 4-hour range, again, go back and watch that session, because that one is loaded. You understand, this can stop me out and still be valid for price to come back down. Yeah, because we are still inside that 4-hour range. Same thing in here, 4-hour range between this high and that low. Okay, if I try to sell short here and I get stopped out, it's still valid to come back down. Why? Because we are in that 4-hour range. So here it's still valid. If we do get stopped out, it's still valid to go down. We are still in the 4-hour range, right? If you do get up here and you see that rejection pattern, that's fantastic. Yeah, if you come up here, you see the rejection pattern, fantastic. Something like this. Now if you start piecing the things that I've shown you guys together, you will see how amazing your trading will become. Yeah, if you get up there and then you get this up there in here, great. Yeah, so these two levels, I like this one and I like that one. Okay, if I'm to apply, I don't use it as a rule of thumb, only I use it when we are in a range market. But if you want to use a rule of thumb and you want to say, okay, I want to sell in the upper portion, then you have to wait for price to get here, right? But that rule applies to when we are trading in a range. No. Okay, so when I say range, I'm not talking about consolidation. Yeah, when I say range, I'm talking about this. That's a range and that's a consolidation. So between a high and a low, that's a range, and then this is a consolidation. So when you are trading a consolidation, then you want to be doing this one, buying here, selling there. But when you are trading inside a range, that's different. You want to be buying below 50% and you want to be selling above 50%. So So we are currently trading about 50%. Okay, so it gives you the go ahead. That's 50%. We are trading above it, so it gives you the go ahead to be able to sell up here. And if it does stop you out, then you sell that up there. Okay, for another leg back down. If we do break this high, then we will be looking for longs. If not, then we have to keep looking for sells. Yesterday this thing played me very, very well. It played me very nicely. So I went long in here, and I was looking for, remember, and this will maybe solidify what I've just showed you, and you will appreciate it. This is a range, right, between this low and that high. We ran it, and then we didn't even stay below it. Okay, we closed straight back inside it. When we do that, measure this high to that low, okay, and then you target the 50%. Okay, you target the 50%. So what I did yesterday was I was buying this down candle. Okay, so if I project it to the upside, I was buying this down candle after we closed above it. So you can see that rejection pattern right in here. Okay, so that's why I went long, and I was targeting there with a stop below here, and 2 pips, missed it by less than 2 pips. Okay, and then came all the way back down and stopped me out. Yeah, came all the way back down and stopped me out, and then went back up. Okay, this time my computers has been shut down because I was just hot. The room was hot. I didn't want to burn down the house, and price went all the way up back again to that level. So you got to trust it. Yeah, I didn't want to, not that I didn't want to jump in again, but my computer was off and I didn't see none of this until I'm showing you until I think 8 o'clock now that I switched it on. So none of this did I see. After I got stopped out, that's it for me. My day was done. So right in here, okay, right in here, after the session we had in the afternoon, as I was having the session, I was still long. Yeah, in here I was still long, and then once I got stopped out, session done, I shut down everything, and I went to enjoy the rest of the day, trying to get some sun or some air. Okay, so use what I've given you. Okay, is you have to practice it first and start trusting it. If you go back to Aussie now, you see where Aussie will be. Okay, it should go there. All right, it should go up there because that's the nature of price action. If we are below a low or above a high, price is not allowed to come back inside it. If we do, it will indicate that price doesn't want to go down yet, or price doesn't want to go up yet. So it will try to come back inside the range. Okay, not consolidation, but inside the range before another leg to the downside. Okay. Same thing applies to this one, but this one rather didn't take out this low, so this was even much better because we didn't close below the low. So this was like a buy below that 50% and then target the sorry, buy below the 25% and target the 25%. Yeah, inside the range concept, consolidation concept. Okay, like that. I didn't trade on this one. I traded on the New Zealand Swiss. Right now, trade ideas doesn't exist. We are in a range bound market. Okay, yeah, slightly bullish but slightly bearish. Why? Because we've taken out this high and we've taken out that low, and we are back inside that range again. Okay, so we might keep hitting back and forth, just like we did in here. Right, so your best trades now will be to sell in here or to buy down in here. So you want to be looking for run above, maybe sell here, equal high, run it, sell up there, and then target all the way back down in here. So something like this. I might consider this myself. Yeah, something like this. Okay. Next one, Aussie CAD. On the daily, again, this one is also stuck in a range. So let's move to the 4-hour and see what we can get. Okay, on the 4-hour, we broke down here. So that is our range between that high and that low. Okay, we are stuck in there. So best trades would be to what? To sell here or to buy here. So right now, where are we now? We're down here, right? So what I can do is look for a run on stops and then buy. We didn't run. We did. Looks like we did run Thursday's low. Let me hide this thing. No, we didn't actually call lows, so maybe they might come back and run it. So I will not be interested. If I want to force a trade, then I'll buy where we are now, here, buying this down candle. Okay, this is me forcing a trade, and then I'll target. This would be the equilibrium of this range. Yeah, that would be the equilibrium of this trading range on the 4-hour. So maybe I'll buy here and target there. Okay, and that'll be it. I'll not do much. If not, then I have to wait for price to take out some form of a low and then rejection in the lower portion of the range, and then I can be a buyer, or have to wait for price to come all the way up here and be a seller until we break outside the range. Yeah, until we break outside the range, I will not be willing to do anything yet. Okay, similarly to this one, we have broken down again, so we do have a new trading range. That we broke down, came for retracement, and then we've broken down again. Right, we've closed inside the range. Yeah, well, I've just showed you we've closed inside the range, so there will be a potential move to what? The 618. and change this in here. Could be a potential move back there. So if I drop down to the lower time frame, I can literally buy where we are now. Long here, long there, and then target up here. Okay, let's check the performance and see what we have for today. Yeah, New Zealand is stronger than the CAD, so that could work. Yeah, this one could work. So let's get rid of this for now and play with this one here. That's a 6-1. That's not bad. Yeah, so play with this one for now. Let's put our stop loss just below this low. Let me put the dividers in. We have taken our previous week's low, so yeah, it could, this one could work. The probability is high on the upside. If we do get stopped out, then we look for a sell. That's it, because they've run previous week's low yesterday. Let's draw this one here. What can end up happening is they might do another run and then reject. Okay, they can do that. So if you do get stopped out and then you see a rejection, then you can still go in. Okay, so this is what we have. It's about 16 pips stop loss anyway. Let's have a look on the daily again to see what we have. Look on the weekly. Yeah, we are trading at this last down candle here. Bear with me, I'm trying to look on the high time frame for more confirmation. Yeah, I'll just take it. Probability is on my side. I'll just take it as it is, and if I do get stopped out, like I said, I'll wait and see if it's a stop run or is it a stop run or is it a continuation to the downside. If it's a stop run, then I'll wait and wait for price to come above it. If it's not stop run, then I'll wait for price to go where it needs to go, wait for retracement, and then I'll participate in a short. Okay, so again, it is valid, you can take it. And then the last one we have is dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, we are still long on this one. On the 4 hour, I think we have broken down on the 4 hour between this high and that low. Okay, On the daily, however, we still have this last down candle in here, so I don't see price breaking and going down. Okay, we are stuck between this range and this equal high still up there, so I'm watching to see what this one is going to do now. Okay, this level here is what is baffling me. Okay, because if I know, because there are, let me check and see if I can show you that. Give me a second. I'm checking on my platform that I take my trades. I have a dollar index on there, so I want to see if, because I remember that price did take out that low. Okay, and I'm not lying, I think I saw it here. How do I show you guys this one? Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot and send it in the Discord so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can check it in the Discord. We did take out that low on my broker's platform, so that's what I'm turning to right now, because if I can know if we did take out this low, then we don't necessarily have to come back down here. But if we haven't taken that low, then we have to come back down there again, like I said yesterday, because that will leave this low as equal low and we have to come and run it before going up there. Okay, so that's what is the problem right now. Okay, so let's see what they're going to do, if they're going to come all the way down and then run this before rejecting, or they've already run it, so this will come for just optimal trade entry, which is between this high and that low. Okay, they're gonna hit somewhere in here and then a rejection and look for a continuation to the upside. All right, yeah, if they haven't run this, then it looks too good not to come down here. Yeah, it looks too good not to come down here. But if they have, then they don't have to. Okay, if they have, they don't have to. So let's wait and see which one is which. Okay, so demo trade for now. The trade ID on this one, take it on a demo and see what will happen. Okay, until we get a clear indication what this one is. All right, if they manage to come back up, they reject and come all the way back up again, then they've already run this, they don't need to come back. Then we can start looking for the trade ideas that I've given. Okay, but if these ones to end up going to the levels that I've given up here, okay, then you can take the short. Yeah, if they go up here to the levels that I've given, then you can take the shorts. So to bring us back down to dollar CAD, okay, dollar CAD has retraced, so let's wait and see some rejection and then we can look for another possible entry. Okay, nothing to do yet. Bitcoin, let's jump into the questions. Bitcoin, they're killing a lot of people, man. that candle went all the way down to clean that low. Okay, that candle went all the way down to clean that low and then rejected. Ideally, if it's a stop run, you want it to come up and continue to rate this. I think they've left this equal high there on purpose. Okay, they've left that equal high there on purpose, so they will come back and run this. It just looks too good. Remember, equal high, same thing I'm trying to show you on DXY. Alright, equal high, price comes all the way down and runs a low and then reject. That gives you the insight on what they are trying to do now. Okay, equal high, come down, run a stops, and then reject. That's an indication they want to come and run this equal high. For trade ideas, I think you have to jump onto the lower time frame. Let's go into the 1 minute chart. This 1 minute chart is crazy. That's last night. This is why I don't like trading crypto. Okay, 1 minute chart, look at the movement. This one can kill you if you have no idea what you're doing. This makes it okay, so let me do this. Well, actually, let me do it here. Let's just do it on this one. And put SDCHF. Put it there. Put it on the weekly. Okay. And we go back in 2000. Alright. There we go. I want you to look at this too. Actually, let's put this on the daily. Maybe more, you understand it more. There we go. Alright, what do you see? Right, what do you see? Something similar, right? Price was sideways. This is 1 minute actually. You know what, let's go on the 4 hour. And that was when I started trading, so I know exactly when this happened. That was 2015. And that was in January, February. There it is. Very identical. There you go. Right, so I want you to see what happened after this swarm event, okay, and then project it to what Bitcoin should do. Okay, so when this drop happened, price made its way all the way back up to where? There, and then drop back down again. But ultimately, what did price do again? Price came and ran it, right? Because this and that became equal high. But did price go back down and break this low? No, it didn't. So fast forward to this one. Where did price come to? All the way up there, and then rejection. Where are we trading now? There. Similar. Measure this high to that low, sorry, this low to that high, there to there. Fell short of that 618 level, and then price went all the way back up. So if I do the same thing here, this low to that high, okay, look to be a buyer somewhere in here. Let me put a 50%, because the 50% seems to be the level it did run off from. So we are trading at the 50%. Actually, let me use the normal one. Okay, so look to buy somewhere in here. Yeah, look to buy somewhere in here with a stop down there, and then target that equal high. Okay, this one here, this high and that high, they look clean up here. So look for a buy downward somewhere in here, and then look for price to come back up and run that equal high again. Yeah, I hope that helps. This is just a collection of my memory, what I've endured over the last couple of years being in the market. So there are certain things that are repeatable. Okay, and this is one of them. This is like a swarm event. It's on the 4-hour time frame. This is on the 5 minutes. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Any other question, any other pair recommendation you want me to look at? Oh, and that BTC is gone. Any other pair recommendation? I hope that helped, Crypto Buddy. Or maybe he's gone to sleep. One of those Canadian guys. I'm waiting for your suggestions before I call it a day, because again I'm gonna shut down my computers because it's still hot in here, and I'm gonna be on my MacBook. Okay, so I can see there's no other suggestions, so I'm gonna end here, and I'll speak to you guys in the chat room if you have any question. Just to recap, okay, and I have to do this so that we know what we are looking for. Just to recap, we want to let the dollar go and run this equal high. So if we're gonna do that, what we want to look for is we want price on this pair to give us an entry up in here. Okay, we want Aussie to give us an entry up in here as well. Okay, but Aussie, I did mention, I'm sorry, not on Aussie. no, forget it. I think I was on a different pair. Yeah, we want an entry up here, and Aussie we want an entry up there. Okay, we can combine this as a sell, but I don't like, with the condition we are in, I don't like it. Price has retraced too much. We've closed inside that range, so I prefer that 50% level up there. Okay, so we're gonna wait till price gets there and then we look for a sell. Euro, do not do anything on there. If you want, then look for a sell up in here. Pound, stay away completely. Euro pound, we could, we have closed above that range low, so we could see price go inside the range again to 618 of this range. Okay, so you can look for longs, retracement for longs into the range again. Yeah, 50% into the range, and then we look for sell for continuation to the downside. Look up in here, we could come up there as well. Okay, this one, like I mentioned, we should scream back down and hit this level, and then once we get down here, then we can look for longs to go and take this equal high. All right, Euro yen, I told you to stay away. Pound yen, look for sells up in there. Aussie yen, you want to be looking for sells up in there, unless you want to scalp, then you use other concepts to do your scalping in here. New Zealand yen, I do like where we are, but I like the last 4 up candle, so you can either combine both and sell short, or wait for price to come up here and then give you a rejection, and then you can sell short. Euro New Zealand, we did hit that first. It's amazing. Price action is amazing. We broke the manipulation, right, and then price streamed for that 168 level, pick to the pip, and then we are seeing a rejection, so we might see that 2 level hit as well. So this might come for a retracement back down to this down candle, and then look for another leg to that one. Okay, yeah, we look for a sell up in here because we are in a range. Okay, so we look for a sell up in here. We are rejecting. Let's have a look on the hourly. We are coming off from this last down candle. I want to see price between this high and that low go up a little bit more. That's the 50%. Is fine, but I like to see the 618 at least for me to take a short, because that will be in the upper portion of that range. All right, Euro Aussie, okay, that one has flown away. We've closed inside it now, so we can this was when it closed inside it, so we could take a trade to the mean threshold or the 618. Yeah, the 618 there, and then possibly could go further than that, but you look for the 618. You're learning new concepts every day, so we call this one inside the range. Yeah, take it like that, inside the range. Okay, there's another name for it, but due to certain reason, take inside the range trading for now. Okay, so price breaks inside the range, and then we look for price to go and trade at least the 50%, sorry, the 618 retracement. pound Aussie, like I said, look for a short here or a short there. That's what I personally like. This up candle here, so this down candle in here, or that last up candle up there, you look for a sell there. We have traded to the 50%. I think we did go to the 618 on this one. Yeah, so chances are we're gonna look for continuation to the downside. We have this last down candle run this high, so we can potentially now start looking for sells, right? If we do get stopped out, then we have to wait for price to come above a little bit more. So now that we've closed below here, let's see if price will give us a bigger retracement, okay, into that 168, and then we look for another leg down. So something like this. Something like this for another leg down. Okay, and then if you do get stopped out, then you have to wait for price to get into the upper portion. You wait for price to get into the upper portion, and then you look for sells in here. Yeah, that will be above that 70% level if this one stops you out. Equal lows in here. And Aussie Swiss again, I look for sell up there. Aussie CAD, that one has just blown through it, so we look for let's go back to the hourly. We are still in the nice price action. Like, I wanted it to take out these lows. See how price behaves now that we've come back and taken out this low. If we do come back up, then that's all is required. We will look for price to come up in here. Yeah, ideally I want this low to be taken out. This one here, that's the one I prefer. That's a daily low. Okay, all these lows are normal, but this daily low, that's the one I want. That one to be taken out, and then a rejection. This one did take out that low, that's why I like this one. Okay, and then we have this, and then on dollar CAD we just have to be patient and see what this one will do. And then if you do get this push up, then that should take its counterparty to the upside. So on this one we have to be patient. If you want to take another entry, okay, if you want to take another entry, wait for price to come and trade above here. Yeah, remember we are in a new week, so price can drop Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday rejection, and we can look for upside objective. That's what I personally want to see, and I'll personally wait and see what we're gonna do on this pair, because I'll still fancy this equal high to be run. Today is Tuesday, so we could potentially get a Tuesday low of the week, or maybe Wednesday low of the week, and then Thursday, Friday scream up. Okay, so let's see what we will get. All right, so I'm gonna end here. Thank you for coming, and I will see you guys tomorrow same time, and then we'll have another session in the afternoon during New York for the signal and every free member. Okay, take care. Practice on demo. Do not try to make money today. Price is not, unless you're scalping, price is not gonna move that much. So practice on demo a lot, and then if one of these high time frame level trades do trade to those levels, then you can participate in them. Okay, until then, have a great day and enjoy. Take care.